welcome back to my channel. If you see me wearing this, then yes, I'm doing multiple videos in one day. Today I'm actually going to make, it's not really anybody specific type of recipe. Basically the only thing I'm doing is using the recipe that I've seen online. It's not really a recipe. If you watch Wendy Barron, she's done some egg noodles with fettuccine sauce. I'm just taking, all she uses is an egg and froths it up in a blender with some salt and then pours it in the pan and lets it cook on low heat until it's done, like flips it like a really thin, almost like a crepe type, and then you cut it up into noodles. So I'm gonna make those noodles. I'll link you to her channel below. So it's just egg. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna make a chicken noodle soup. So stick around and see how I do it. Okay, so for my soup, I'm just making a small batch because I don't know how this is going to turn out. I've got 1 container of the chicken bone broth. I also have 2 5-ounce cans of the chicken chunks in water. And I've got some celery. I am obviously not going to use the whole thing of celery here. I'm just going to probably cut up maybe 1 stalk, maybe 2. Probably going to be more like 1 since it's a small one. And then I've got different seasonings. Onion powder, onion flakes, garlic powder, and if I had an actual onion, except for one that I'm using for something else later, I would put a little bit of onion in there, and then you might even put a little bit of carrot, because if you don't put a lot of carrot in there, the carbs aren't too bad. But that's what I'm going to put in here. And then when the egg noodles are done, I'm thinking I'm going to just wait and put the egg noodles in when I serve myself the chicken broth with the chicken in it and stuff, because I think if you let the egg noodles sit in it too long, like we're going to refrigerate what's left over, it might be kind of weird. So I'm going to leave my egg noodles separate and then put it in my bowl while I'm going to eat my meal, and we'll see what it's like. One more thing too about the chicken, if you make your own chicken broth, your own bone broth, or if you actually have chicken that you've cooked and shredded, or you can use a rotisserie chicken. You can use any kind of chicken you want, because chicken noodle soup is pretty freaking easy. All you do is you need broth, you need chicken, and you know, whatever else you want to put into it. So you can use any kind of chicken you want. Just want to let you know, it doesn't have to be this canned stuff. Well, I sprayed the bottom with my ghee oil that I got on clearance. And then after I beat the egg up, put it in my bottom of my non-stick pan here, pot. And my burner's not level, or my pan's warped. So it's about time to flip it. And it's they're kind of thin, so I'm like, how in the heck do I flip this? Help, Wendy, how did you flip yours? I may end up not flipping it. I might just let it cook all the way through the way it is, so we'll see. Okay, so when I went to flip it, it's done all the way through, but it's stuck to the other side, so I'm just going to leave it the way it is and roll it up and cut it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is put in the chicken bone broth, and I'm just going to put the whole thing in here. I'm not going to water it down at all. If I put any water in this at all, it's just going to be a little bit. I've already drained both cans of my chicken. At this point, it's kind of like you just dump it in there type of thing. Depending on how much you want your celery to be cooked. If you want it to be crunchy, or if you want it to be cooked a little bit. So I'm going to dump the cans of chicken in here, and then the celery, and then I'll put some seasonings in it. Okay, so I've got 1 stalk of celery in here, the 2 cans of chicken. I put some onion powder in there, and now there's some garlic powder. A lot of pepper. We love some black pepper around here. I don't like spicy pepper, but I like black pepper. And then I've got some of this chopped onion. I'm going to put a little bit of that in there. And if it looks like we need a little bit more celery, I'll cut up another piece. And then we'll see what it all tastes like together. Alright, so I rolled up my egg and sliced it thin, and then I cut it down the middle because I don't want them really long. Because I'm used to using the actual, you know, the bag of egg noodles. You can get the wide ones or the medium ones like at the grocery store. That's what we used to use when we made chicken noodle soup. So I want mine about that length, you know, not too long. And I'm getting the soup going to a little bit of a boil here so I can get the celery cooked a little bit. And then I'm going to put some in the bowl and then put some of the egg noodles in the bowl. Okay, so I actually added one more can of chicken because I didn't feel like there was enough in here. Okay, so I've got it in the bowl, and I'm thinking since this is 2 eggs, like a handful would be like 1 serving in the soup. So I'm going to put this in here and then we're going to taste it. Okay, so I've got it in the bowl. It's really hot, so I'm trying to let it cool off a little bit, but I've got a little bit of everything on my spoon. I've got some of the chicken, some of the broth, some of the egg noodle, and you know, the celery in here. So let's see what we got. Besides the fact that it's really hot. That's good. If I don't think about the fact that it's egg, I wouldn't even know. That's really good. I'm still gonna leave my egg out separate though, and just make it, because there's another serving left, like for my husband for dinner, and then so there'll be 2 more servings left of the soup. I'll just do 2 more eggs up next time we eat it. So that's actually pretty good, guys. So try it out. Try the egg noodles in a different way. I've seen a lot of people using them that way for different things like the Alfredo and stuff. And the crazy thing is there's so many noodle recipes out there using egg, like egg and cream cheese, almond flour, and all kinds of stuff. And actually all you have to do is use egg, just egg. It's really simple. So that's a really good soup, guys. I'm gonna eat my dinner. See you next time. Bye.